department's YouTube account, so it's great to have people from home. And we'll continue now with the Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year program. And this program is, of course, administered by the Delaware Department of Education, and we're so proud to have everybody here tonight to be honored. Each year, this very program recognizes you for your outstanding service by school employees who are healthcare practitioners. You are human service providers. You offer services and supports because you know our students and their families. You know them, like I said before, by name, and by strength, and by need, and you know their stories, you know their families, you know their histories, and you do it with a service heart and with purpose and with passion, because you understand the importance of improving, supporting, and guiding students on their mental health journey. The kinds of employees that we are honoring tonight are employees that are school counselors. There are employees who are school social workers. We're honoring licensed clinical social workers, our school psychologists, our school nurses. These are the kinds of people that serve our students that we're able to honor and recognize tonight. And so what we get to do with this program is we get to honor the education community, the broad community, and we give the public the opportunity to see you. So you're not behind the scenes anymore like you usually are. Like I said before, you're behind the scenes sometimes because you're dealing with very sensitive information, family information, private information. But this is the night to recognize you for your contributions, for your professional practices that you follow, for the way that you work, which becomes so vital to the success of our students, and ultimately it's the success of our whole communities. When you help a student, you help their families, you help our communities, and that's how we thrive and we grow in Delaware. So we're gonna move on to some more of our programming. I know you got some great pictures. You see pictures around the room. It's now my honor, though, before we move on to the rest of the programming, to introduce our guest that I talked about before dinner, the biggest advocate for education in our state, a former middle school math teacher, our governor, Matt Meyer.
Thank you, Secretary Martin. Can we give it up for Secretary Martin, please? A few months ago, I was elected the first public school teacher ever elected governor in our state's history, and I had to hire a lot of people. And I felt more pressure than anything else on hiring a Secretary of Education, and somehow we got the Deputy United States Secretary of Education interested in this job, a longtime kindergarten teacher in San Diego, a star superintendent in one of the biggest cities in the country, to come in and run our education department in Delaware. And she's come to Delaware. Give Cindy Martin another round of applause. We're also very lucky tonight to have Allison May. Where is Allison? Where is Allison? Wherever Allison is, stand up, wave. She might be outside working hard. She's over there. Thank you so much for what you've done to bring us together today, and the whole staff and team that holds this event each and every year. I come to you as your governor. They're giving me the mic because I'm the governor, but in my heart, I feel like I'm speaking to you as a former 6th and 7th grade math teacher. I remember like yesterday, I had just come back from Iraq. I spent a year in the State Department in Iraq and decided to go back into teaching. And my first year back teaching, I was teaching in a 6th grade classroom, and I met a student named Elijah who was as skilled in mathematics as any 6th grader I had ever met. This kid could multiply 2-digit numbers times 2-digit numbers in his head like most people can do 3 times 3, and he was in 6th grade. The problem with Elijah is he got in a lot of fights, and he seemed to escalate conflicts rather than de-escalate conflicts. And I wasn't equipped as a sixth grade. They didn't teach me what to do and how to address a situation like that, which was regularly disrupting the class. And so I asked for help. And for weeks, there was no help that came. But after a while, I started to notice when I taught that math class, there was a woman who I'd never seen before who would just stand in our door and just watch. And I thought she was like watching me to write stuff down to get me fired as a teacher. But after a few days of her watching and me encouraging her to come into the classroom, I met her and I talked to her. And her name was Miss Graves. And she ended up transforming Elijah's life simply through sitting down with him once or twice a week, creating behavioral plans that I could contribute to and Elijah's other teachers contributed to. And so at that moment, I became completely sold on the value and how much we undervalue what behavioral professionals do in our schools. In fact, I came to joke with some of my teacher colleagues that like 100% of our stresses that we see and experience every day are addressed by people like yourself, doing the hardest work at times, working with some of our most challenging students and families. So amidst a very busy time for me, I did not want to lose the opportunity to come before you and simply say, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of all the teachers in this state and every Delawarean, thank you for what each and every one of you do every day. I probably shouldn't say this, we're in union negotiations with countless unions, but you don't get paid the big bucks. You do not get paid what you're worth and what your value is to our schools and to our communities every single day. So thank you. In a few minutes, we're going to learn who the behavioral health professional of the year is for Delaware for 2025. And let me just leave you with this. You ever see America's Got Talent? Right? In America's Got Talent, they've done studies. And the person that finishes fourth actually has the highest chance of winning the biggest record contract. So just think about that as you hear them announce who the winner is. Thank you, each and every one of you, for what you do every single day. Have a fantastic evening.
Spoken like a true math teacher, like the statistics about if you're fourth, you get the biggest, that's fabulous. So great. So now what we're going to do is we get to meet our outstanding nominees. Each one of you, each one of these candidates that we're going to meet right now is demonstrating what we've been talking about all evening. It's your dedication, it's your passion, it's your sense of purpose, it's knowing your students and having a deep and abiding commitment to what matters most about kids. And so that passion and that commitment translates into you being recognized tonight, and it's truly your acts of love every single day. With power and conviction, you do this work, and we want to meet all of you. So as you represent this great profession, we want to hear your stories. You'll see that this presentation right now is representing, it's a showcase of Delaware's best. So I'm going to invite each honoree to join us in the back for a photograph after your segment plays. We're going to show a video that's going to show you. When your segment plays, then meet me and the governor in the back. We'll get our little photo moment while the videos keep playing, and then we're going to join back up here after that to continue with our program and the big reveal in the envelope. But let's play the video, and as soon as you see yourself up there, meet us in the back in that back right corner for you, where Allison is. Run the tape. Video.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year ceremony. Thank you to the Delaware General Assembly for the support to make this evening possible. Tonight, we honor behavioral health professionals representing Delaware school districts and the Delaware Charter Network. Their roles vary, and each is critical to the success of their school communities. One will be named the 2025 Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year. Let's meet our nominees. From the Appoquinimink School District, Kent Wells Bridge Middle School psychologist, Ingrid Carr. Carr is known as a leader whose impact is felt across her building as well as at the district and state levels. Said her assistant principal, Ingrid Carr is more than a psychologist. She is a leader, mentor, and trusted resource for students, staff, and families. The administrator noted her ability to foster collaboration, implement effective interventions, and advocate for student success. Said her supervisor of student services, beyond her school-based roles, Ingrid is a passionate advocate and contributor to the profession. She supports the Delaware Association of School Psychologists and is actively engaged in professional learning and advocacy efforts. She frequently shares resources, tools, and innovative ideas with colleagues across the district, expanding her impact well beyond her own caseload. From the Brandywine School District, Tally Middle School Counselor Stephanie Stiefel. Stiefel always makes time to support colleagues and students, even those not on her own caseload. Said a former colleague, Mrs. Stiefel was always willing to try different behavioral interventions to ensure the success of not only students on my caseload, but the entire grade level. Calling her an inspiring educator, the former colleague said, she creates a safe space for students to decompress when they feel dysregulated. Said another Tally counselor, she is a leader in our building who puts people and kids first always. She provides a culture of support and empathy to our building that helps create the community that we have. She creates trust through the connections that she has with her students. Her students always know that she cares about them and wants them to do well, and that she will do anything in her power to help them. From the Caesar Rodney School District, Caesar Rodney High Mental Health Counselor Sarah Motaram. Motaram wants all students to feel that schools are a true safe space in which they feel welcomed, safe, and valued. In addition to one-on-one counseling and crisis intervention, Motaram proactively supports students through specialized programs. For example, she facilitated a girls group and social skills group and coordinated initiatives to support students and their families, such as a care closet, holiday help, and backpack food programs. One student who was struggling with anxiety requested Motaram walk her to class every morning, finding comfort in her presence and reassurance in her kind words. Said a teacher, without hesitation, Ms. Motaram made time in her schedule to support this student daily, demonstrating unwavering commitment to ensuring every child feels safe and valued. She takes the time to build meaningful relationships by attending student activities, fostering rapport, and being a dependable source of guidance. From the Cape Henlopen School District, Sussex Consortium Board Certified Behavior Analyst, Sandra Conkers. Conkers is a leader and mentor, her principal said, noting how she supervises multiple professionals pursuing board certification as behavior analysts, guiding them through rigorous training, one-on-one mentorship, and professional development discussions. Additionally, her principal said she extends her mentorship to psychologists and other staff members, ensuring that best practices in behavioral health are consistently upheld. Colleagues often seek her out for her practical strategies and empathetic guidance, which enhances the collaborative spirit across the school. What truly sets her apart, said a district administrator, is her commitment to systems-level impact. She doesn't just support students, she builds the capacity of entire teams. Mrs. Conkers mentors new BCBAs in the district with patience and skill, models inclusive practices, and ensures that behavior supports are implemented with fidelity, cultural relevance, and compassion. As a result, the environments they touch become safer, more responsive, and more inclusive for all students. From the Capital School District, East Dover Elementary School Nurse Crystal Little. As the lead nurse for the Capital School District, Little has championed equitable access to health services, integrating trauma-informed practices into our school-wide approach to behavioral health, her principal said, adding, she collaborates closely with student support teams and administration to promote mental health awareness and foster a culture in which students feel safe seeking support. Her leadership has helped normalize conversations around mental health, reducing stigma and expanding access to critical services for our students. From the Charter School Network, Sussex Academy Elementary School Counselor Julianne Hine. Hine provides individualized support for those navigating emotional challenges and promotes social-emotional development. Her ability to connect with students and create a safe, trusting space for them to express themselves is truly remarkable, a colleague said, adding, whether offering one-on-one counseling sessions or facilitating group activities, she ensures each child receives the care and attention they need to thrive. A parent pointed to her intentional support and deep care for students, saying, Dr. Hine prioritizes students' needs with such care. When my kids have had interpersonal difficulties at school, Dr. Hine has taken the time to meet with them and worked to understand what they needed to feel safe and supported. She also used this as an opportunity to reinforce the skills she taught in the classroom and tailor it to their specific situation. I was so proud when one of my sons came home using an "I feel" statement with me, something he had learned only with her. From the Christina School District, West Park Place Elementary School Counselor Amber Logan. One parent said Logan was instrumental in helping a now 5th grader when he entered kindergarten from a challenging home environment and traumatic experiences. Understandably, he carried this baggage into school, which quickly led to significant behavioral and discipline challenges, the parent said. In this difficult transition period, Mrs. Logan stood out immediately. She was the first person at West Park who approached him with genuine warmth and kindness, creating a crucial sense of safety and belonging for him at school when he needed it most. Mrs. Logan's support went far beyond a welcoming presence, demonstrating remarkable compassion, persistence, and creative, outside-the-box thinking. She quickly implemented effective interventions above and beyond the IEP tailored to his needs. The parent added, critically, Mrs. Logan understood that supporting him meant supporting our family. She proactively reached out to me, providing essential information and resources that I, at the time a struggling single parent, juggling my own schooling and raising another young son, desperately needed, but didn't know where to find. Her support for our entire family unit was invaluable during a very difficult period. From the Colonial School District, Newcastle Elementary School Counselor Tanya Aviola. Aviola collaborates with staff to promote the physical, social-emotional, and behavioral well-being of both students and staff. She created the first pet therapy program in the Colonial School District. Through this program, Aviola and her yellow Labrador Retriever, Ravi, offer ongoing emotional, behavioral, and academic support. Her principal said their work reinforces her belief that all kids want to do well. Some days are just rougher than others. Her approach reminds students and staff that behavioral health support must come from a place of understanding and unconditional love, the principal said. Following any crisis within the district, Aviola and Ravi have consistently provided crucial crisis intervention for both students and staff, her superintendent said, adding, it is evident to all who work with her that Tanya prioritizes building relationships with students, families, and staff. Through these relationships, she ensures that individuals feel safe, supported, and ready to engage in the school environment. From the Delmar School District, Delmar Middle Senior High School nurse Sally Irwin. In today's educational climate, the role of the school nurse has expanded well beyond bandages and thermometers, her principal said. Behavioral health is at the heart of student success, and Sally has embraced this evolution with open arms and an open heart. She is often the first point of contact for students experiencing emotional distress, anxiety, trauma, and crisis. Her office is a safe haven, and her presence is calming, nurturing, and restorative. Sally's approach to behavioral health is holistic and proactive, the principal said, adding, she excels at building trust with students, especially those who feel misunderstood or overlooked, and she empowers them to seek help and use their voices. From the Indian River School District, Southern Delaware School of the Arts School Counselor Michelle C. Mitchell. Described as a fierce advocate for all students, Mitchell also has a deep personal connection with students, a teaching colleague said, noting she knows every child's name, ensuring that each student feels seen, heard, and valued. As an integral part of our student support team, she fosters an inclusive and supportive environment where students can express themselves freely. Whether through daily lunch bunch groups, where she nurtures students' social and emotional growth, or through active listening during lunch duty, Michelle continuously seeks to understand student behaviors and needs on a deeper level. From the Lake Forest School District, W.T. Chipman Middle School Counselor Keisha Baynard. One of Baynard's most commendable strengths, said a teacher in her school, is her commitment to inclusivity. She ensures that every student feels seen, heard, and valued, regardless of their background or circumstances. Baynard has a trusted bond with students and the community, the colleague said, noting this is fostered by the many activities she plans to bring together students, staff, and community. One mother said her daughter enjoyed being part of Baynard's Readers as Leaders Club. Ms. Baynard's willingness to lead the club helped to deepen a love of learning, reading, and teaching for the club members and to build connections in the broader school community, the mother said. From the Laurel School District, Laurel High School Counselor Jamie Reynolds. Reynolds will go to any lengths to make sure students' needs are met, a colleague said. This includes contacting parents, setting up services, or going to the store to purchase items to meet an immediate concern. On a recent day, Reynolds heard that a student hadn't received any gifts for her birthday because the family couldn't afford them. Reynolds purchased a gift. This is one of the many examples of her generosity and compassion, her colleague said, adding, I have also witnessed Jamie setting up meetings with teachers on a student's behalf to fix grading concerns or perceived unfair treatment in the classroom. She adds more to her plate than required because of her passion to help others make life a little easier. From the Milford School District, Milford High School psychologist Lisa Kakamis. Kakamis is a tireless advocate for the students and families she supports, her supervisor said. Her approach is centered on building strong, authentic connections that foster trust, emotional safety, and open communication, qualities that are essential to the success of behavioral health services in schools. Students often seek her out for guidance and support, a testament to the relationships she cultivates and the deep respect she earns from those she serves. Lisa's work consistently improves the lives of the students she works with. Whether she is conducting evaluations, providing counseling, facilitating crisis interventions, or collaborating with teachers and families, she approaches every situation with a trauma-informed and student-centered mindset. She empowers students to understand and advocate for their own mental and emotional well-being, helping them to develop coping strategies and resilience that extend far beyond the school environment. From the Newcastle County Vocational Technical School District, Del Castle Technical High School Counselor Ryan Hawthorne. Hawthorne's success lies in his ability to connect with students, his principal said, adding, Mr. Hawthorne takes the time to thoroughly research his students and their needs. A student said Hawthorne went above and beyond when he expressed an interest in more advanced courses, helping him access dual enrollment programs. Not only did he guide me through the research process, but he also went the extra mile to advocate for district approval of these courses, ensuring that students like me could access advanced learning opportunities. His support became even more critical when the district decided to discontinue the Aviation Maintenance Technology program at Del Castle, a decision that impacted my future plans and those of many other students. Mr. Hawthorne personally met with every student affected by the closure, taking the time to understand our individual needs, goals, and concerns. He helped craft personalized plans for each of us, demonstrating his genuine care and commitment to ensuring our success. From the Polytech School District, Polytech High School Counselor Sean Kenny. Kenny is passionate about meeting with students to identify any barriers to success and the inclusion of the parents and guardians in the educational process, his assistant principal said. A Polytech teacher whose daughter also is on Kenny's caseload said students appreciate his personal approach. My daughter has commented that Mr. Kenny knows her so well because he has given her the guidance on which clubs she should be well suited for, calls her to his office to talk when she is having any issues, and really cares about his students and their future success. As both a teacher and parent, I could not agree more. Sean takes the initiative to make sure all the students in our building know they can count on him. As a freshman counselor, he has one of the hardest jobs. Sean makes sure each of his students feel valued and can reach out for help at any time. From the Red Clay Consolidated School District, Ritchie Elementary School social worker Jacqueline Durant. Durant has built trusting relationships with families, staff, and the surrounding community, her principal said, adding, she is often the first person a parent calls in a time of crisis and the first person a teacher turns to when a student is in need. Her presence is a constant, reliable force in our building. She is the definition of someone you can always count on. What sets her apart, the principal said, is not only her depth of knowledge and expertise in behavioral health, but the way she seamlessly blends professionalism with warmth. He said, she meets students where they are and helps guide them to where they need to be, academically, emotionally, and socially. The respect she has earned within our school community is not because of her title or position, but because of the unwavering commitment she shows every single day. From the Seaford School District, West Seaford Elementary School nurse Julianne Ladowski. Ladowski is a leader in forging strong community partnerships to ensure her students have access to essential health services, her former principal said. Her impact, however, was perhaps most evident in how she approached students with behavioral and emotional needs. Said the principal, she instinctively knew how to de-escalate situations, providing a safe space for children who needed support. Her patience, combined with her ability to listen without judgment, made her an essential resource for students facing anxiety, trauma, or personal struggles. Her collaboration with teachers, counselors, and families ensured that students received the comprehensive care they needed to succeed in school and beyond. From the Smyrna School District, Smyrna High School counselor Rosemarie Tiberi. Described as the kind of counselor that everyone feels comfortable approaching, Tiberi is warm with a genuine interest in others. Said a colleague, her ability to listen with empathy and offer thoughtful guidance is truly remarkable. Her office is a space where students and staff feel heard and supported. The colleague said Tiberi's ability to bring levity to even the most challenging situations sets her apart. She is able to balance her compassion and care with humor, helping others feel at ease even in the most stressful circumstances. From the Sussex Technical School District, Sussex Tech High School counselor Tanya James. With 26 years of experience as a school counselor, James consistently demonstrates excellence in her profession, her assistant principal said, adding she supports students in their personal, social, academic, and career development with deep empathy and unwavering commitment to student success, helping students to navigate high school and transition to the next phase of their lives with confidence. Said a colleague, Mrs. James' office is welcoming to all who enter. She has a very calm demeanor, offers a listening ear, advice, coping skills, and referrals to mental health services if needed. Mrs. James truly makes a difference in the lives of students every day. And finally, from the Woodbridge School District, Woodbridge Middle School psychologist Mallory McConnell. McConnell's goal is always what is best for the student, team, and school, and she never arrives at a decision without a great deal of thought, her student services director said, noting she reflects on each and every outcome, listens and considers each person's opinion, allocates time and reflection to each challenging case or situation, and formulates each decision or recommendation she makes for a student with the greatest amount of consideration. A colleague said what sets her apart is her passion for fostering a school environment where mental health is prioritized, stigma is reduced, and every student feels seen and supported. Added the colleague, her ability to connect with middle school students, meeting them where they are with empathy and understanding, has helped countless young individuals navigate challenges related to anxiety, depression, trauma, and social-emotional development. We are honored tonight to celebrate these outstanding behavioral health professionals. Congratulations to all the honorees, and thank you for the differences each and every one of you is making in the lives of your students, their families, and your school communities.
Okay, let's give all of our honorees another warm round of applause. What an incredible group of professionals. I have to do a little bit more thanks. It's those of you that have met me already, or pretty much anytime you hear me speak, I always talk about gratitude. Gratitude matters. I start my day every day with gratitude. I end my day with gratitude. I kind of started that even before COVID, but now I kind of like just do it all day long. And so there's always people to thank, more people to thank, special thanks to pull together this kind of recognition and this kind of honor. And so if we haven't yet, you may have done it personally, let's collectively thank the wait staff here that served us dinner. I guess we got to do it really loud because they're actually taking the dishes away, but hopefully they know that we're very grateful. And then I also have gratitude for Jennifer Corbett for the work of the site photos that you saw in the presentation and around the room tonight. The photos are absolutely amazing. That is part of my gratitude practice, is I take at least one picture a day of something that I think is beautiful. So photography and the way that Jennifer was able to bring these pictures together to capture you in your work is really, truly wonderful. And then a thank you to our very own from the Department of Education, Dave Thomas, for that wonderful video production. And then we have a photographer right here in the room tonight, Ashley Larimore, who's photographing tonight's celebration. And we'll be sharing her photos on our social media accounts soon. So thank you to her too. And you know that any great work happens because there's an entire team of people making it happen. Nothing ever happens alone. And so there's an entire team from the Department of Ed that they've now finally learned they need to write themselves into my notes, because if they don't, I'm going to do it anyway. So thank you to the Department of Ed, Shervon Bolden, Angela Moffitt, Pat Zalin, and Allison May, who the governor already thanked. Stand up, back table. They like to be in the back seat. All the work that they did to make tonight's celebration happen. And then Wade Steimling of the Government Information Center for helping us stream our program live so people at home can watch it, all your school communities, and probably my mother in San Diego. She always tries to figure out where I'm doing something live streaming, so if my mom's watching, thanks to her too, but thank you to Wade for getting this live stream so families and communities and our loved ones who aren't with us can also watch. Have to be careful when I'm live streaming, because when I talk about how much I love Delaware, because I do, and my mother's watching, it doesn't go well when I talk to her later. She's like, what do you mean? I thought you liked San Diego. Anyway, so thank you to the live stream so everybody at home can watch. And then a special gratitude to the judges. This was not easy. For the judges for their consideration and being very conscientious about making these decisions. These are tough decisions, but the judges got together and enthusiastically were able to review this year's applications to help us select our state honorees, and to our entire panel of judges who helped interview the honorees. So this was a very thoughtful, conscientious process. The names of the judges and the people that helped select the honorees are listed on the back of the program. A round of applause to all of them. And so to honor all of our nominees, each one receives, this is the best part, maybe, a cash grant of $2,000 from his or her district or charter school. The person who's selected for the State Behavioral Health Professional of the Year this evening will also receive an additional cash grant of $3,000 from the state, plus $5,000 from the state, to be used for the educational benefit of his or her students. So in this whole night of excitement, we also want to give special thank you, who I mentioned earlier, to our outgoing Behavioral Health Professional of the Year, Shannon Gronow. And I've gotten to know her tonight. We shared a meal together, and her beautiful daughter, Viviana. She's been representing all of you, our behavioral health professionals, so well for this past year. And we're grateful to have you here tonight so that we can hear from you one more time as a Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year. Shannon, please come up.
Good evening. Behind every student who rises, there's someone who believes in them. And tonight, this room is full of those believers, the ones shaping brighter futures. Just 1 year ago, I sat where you are, nervous, excited, and silently reminding myself of a truth we all know. Our students are the real winners. Serving as the 24-25 Behavioral Health Professional of the Year has been a humbling honor and a powerful opportunity to advocate for the vital work we do every day. Tonight, it's a privilege to pass the torch. Thank you to Governor Matt Meyer, Secretary Cindy Martin, Valerie Longhurst, and the Delaware General Assembly for recognizing the powerful and often behind-the-scenes impact of our behavioral health professionals. To the administrators, staff, friends, and families, your continued support and encouragement means everything. Thank you. But most of all, thank you to our candidates. Among you are professionals whose work is nothing short of heroic. You show up wholeheartedly for children who aren't yours, but often feel like yours. You carry their burdens, celebrate their wins, and shine light into their darkest moments, all while wondering if you remember to eat lunch. It's hard work, but it's work that changes lives. Our impact is like the butterfly effect. Small changes early on can create massive ripple effects over a lifetime. I think of a first grader I worked with. He wanted to check out a library book about the Titanic, but was told no because he wasn't at that reading level. He was academically behind, verbally aggressive, and often shut down in school. I'd been meeting with him weekly, but nothing seemed to get through. Then one day, he told me about that book. He was upset. It felt like the door was closed because of his limitations. So I said, let's read it together. His face lit up. Week after week, we read together. No reaction, no questions, but he kept showing up, and so did I. Then one day he asked a question, then another. Slowly, his teacher began to notice a change. He was more engaged, got along better with his classmates, and was more focused on his work. When we finished the book, he smiled and said, "We did it." And we did. But more importantly, he did. With someone who saw his interest, believed in him, and stayed patient, he realized he could do hard things. This wasn't a magical fix. Like all of us, he still had a hard road ahead. But moments like that, the gentle nudges, shape a child's path in ways we may never fully see. And sometimes we do get to see it. Last year, I ran into a former high school student's mother, and with tears in her eyes, she said to me, "You saved my daughter's life." She proudly told me her daughter was about to graduate from college and start her first full-time job. She said without the mental health support she received in school, her daughter might have never finished high school. At first, I had to reflect on what I did that was so monumental, but then I realized it wasn't just me. It was a team of mental health practitioners that came together. It was the time, the care, the collaboration, small steps that made a lasting difference. Those effects echoed far beyond the moment. That's the work that we do. For many of us, this work is deeply personal. I do it because I know that if someone had shown up for me the way that we show up for our students, life might have felt a little less overwhelming. I know many of you feel that too. We wanted to become the people we once needed. And now we are those people. The interventions we provide bend a student's path toward mental wellness. So tonight we celebrate you. The behavioral health professionals gathered here because you've done incredible work worth honoring. Your ripple effect, the love, the patience, the advocacy, the countless snacks, the deep breaths in between crises, you're changing the world, one student at a time. So keep showing up, keep believing in our students, because you're not just changing lives, you're saving them. Thank you.
So beautiful. I wish you could have seen Viviana taking pictures of her mom up there giving her speech. That was so beautiful. Shannon, thank you for representing so well and for telling the stories that matter. When I say we know our students, their stories, their histories, and we're able to support them. And some come back later and tell us, you made a difference, and some we never know. But we still pour into them and we give them the support that they need. So now, I don't know where the drum roll is, but it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. Okay, there we go. The opportunity to announce our 2025 Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year. Governor Meyer, come on up here to help me make this announcement, please. We have the sealed envelope. This is so exciting. And there's only one person in this room that knows. It's Allison. We don't even know. So.
I didn't pick the person, so if you don't get it, don't blame me.
Getting the plaque ready. Okay.
Okay.
You want to do the drum roll again?
The 2025 Delaware Behavioral Health Professional of the Year from Red Clay Consolidated School District, Jacqueline Durant.
Come on up here, Jacqueline.
Which elementary?
Yeah. Her sister just opened the bar, yeah.
Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. First off, I would like to thank the Delaware Department of Education and the Secretary of Education, our governor. Oh my goodness, I apologize. I'm really surprised and nervous right now, so. First off, I would like to thank my entire family for their love and continuous support. To my parents, especially, for modeling such great morals and worth ethics for me and my brother and my sister. To Travis, Zoe, and Axel, thank you for putting up with me when I bring work home, literally and figuratively. I love you all. You guys rock. To my administration and all of my colleagues that are here, thank you for your willingness to always listen and collaborate and indulge me in all of my ideas. I appreciate it. To Dr. Celestin and Dr. Green, thank you for believing in the importance of behavioral health professionals in Red Clay, and especially the value in bringing school social workers to our schools. To all of the behavioral health professionals in the room tonight, congratulations. And thank you for all that you do for the children and the families here in Delaware. The work we do is not easy, and it is definitely not for the faint of heart. I will try my best throughout this year to represent each and every one of you as I move forward. So, alrighty, thank you, everybody.
So let me just close this evening's ceremonies by, I'm like emotional too. I want to offer our congratulations, not only to our new awardee for this evening, but to all of you, for all the honorees for this evening, being honored for what you do every day. I know you don't do it for this honor, but to everybody, you have been chosen. You have been chosen by your peers, and that is worth the recognition. You're able to represent all the behavioral health professionals across the state with this great honor, and you can check the governor about the fourth gets the highest contract, whatever that is. But we have an honoree tonight, and all of you in your own right are able to represent in such important ways from our districts or the charter network, because you truly deserve it. That's why your colleagues have recognized you. I hope this evening has been as special for all of you as it has been for us to be able to lift you up, and we'll put all of this out on social media so more people can know about the work that you've done. So before you leave tonight, each honoree, be sure to take your frame photograph that's around the room. That is our gift to you. And let us end one final salute to the local behavioral health professionals of the year and to Delaware's 2025 awardee honoree for the evening. Congratulations. Have a great evening, everybody.